Well, I left school very early age because I started school quite early. I started school when I was
That
5.
was in South
I was
Africa.
started in South Africa, and so I left. In South Africa, when you left school, you generally left school. You're 18 years, just when you on your 18th birthday, and then in South Africa at that time we had compulsory military conscription. So
Like
you had,
NYS here?
yeah, so you had to go to the military for 9 months to 2 years, depending on which year you left school. But I left school when I was 16, so I was too young to go to military.
Okay.
And for lots of reasons which I don't really want to go into, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a vet. That was my
vet?
a vet or a game ranger was what I wanted to be. So that's what I wanted to be. But at the time, I had no money or no guidance for other reasons. So a friend of mine was going to join what was then Post and Telecommunications as an apprentice. So I said, well, I'll do that too. So it wasn't my choice.
Yeah.
I wasn't a star student at high school for sure.
No.
I wasn't a star in any case. I was a big daydreamer actually. I spent most of my time flying around the world. Anyway, so that's how I got into. I started as an apprentice, and in that time apprenticeship, you had to work 1 month in every single department, and you had to fix phones, you had to fix underground cables, you had to, overhead wires, all those kind of things. You had to go through all those phases, and at the same time, you went to technical college. So that took 3 years of technical college and then working when you were not in technical. So you're 6 months technical college, 6 months working. And then when I finished technical college as a qualified technician, I was supposedly a technician, then I had to go to the army. So the army still didn't give up on you, so you still had to go to mandatory conscription.
How was that experience for you?
Yeah, in the beginning it was tough because I was obviously 3 years older than most of the people there. But I swiftly realized that if I want to sort of get ahead here, you need to become an officer. So I applied to become an officer, and I was successful. But it was tough. It's not an easy ride in the South African Army at that time. But I applied for an officer, and then you go through the whole process and you stay in the military for a while. And then when I came out, I was kind of realized that I didn't want to be a technician all my life.
Okay.
So then I applied to go to university, to the University of Cape Town to become an engineer, a graduate engineer. I just managed to get in because my grades at school were very bad. But my technical college helped me because I did quite well at technical college.
Okay.
But unfortunately I had no money, so this was a big challenge. So I managed to, because I had worked for 3 years, when you were doing your apprenticeship you got paid, and because I had some sort of pension money saved, I managed to pay my way through the first 2 years at university. So that was quite a struggle because university was a huge challenge for me in the first 2 years,
Yeah.
massive challenge. Because, I was now, I was now 3 or 4 years beyond high school.
True.
And most of my peers in university came straight out of high school, so their maths and chemistry and all that was very new, fresh to them. For me, it
You
was
had to
way back somewhere.
refresher.
And
like
so
a
for the
refresher
first
course,
2
yeah.
years, I really struggled at university. I really struggled, but I worked hard, and that's probably where I get my work ethic from. I worked very hard. I mean, I worked, from 6 in the morning till 12 at night every day, and because I
I don't
was.
think they do that anymore.
I don't know, but for me, in order to succeed at university, that's what I had to do.
Okay.
But suddenly, at the end of my second year, or the beginning of my third year, suddenly something in my head clicked, and university became easy.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. Suddenly, I started to understand things. Mathematics, chemistry, applied mathematics, physics, all those things sort of
Became easier
became
for you.
easier and understandable and so on. So, my last 2 years at university, I then got a bursary because of my results. I got a
I
full
think the
scope
hard work
bursary.
really caught up with you and
It
made
actually
everything
did, yeah.
easier for you for the last 2
So
years.
that's actually my humble beginnings, if you say. And then when I graduated, because I got a bursary from telecoms, Post and Telecoms, which has then become, I think it was called Telecom then. I had to work for another 3 years for Telecom as an engineer.
Wow.
So I went as an engineer. I was a project manager, and then I left it and I joined private enterprise and as a project manager, and I did lots of interesting projects. I built railway lines, overhead power lines, telecoms, signaling systems. Quite a lot of stuff I did both in South Africa and internationally.
It's very interesting that you actually bumped into your career.
So it is. It is. I mean,
actually
it's,
just
it's not
bumped
my
right
chosen
into it.
career at all, But,
Yeah, it chose
but,
you.
Yeah, it chose me in a way.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that you never know what might happen to you
That's true.
if you just. But you have to. You have to take a chance. And okay, I didn't know that at the time, of course.